For those who are not in the Hollywood world, what is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30-plus year career in Hollywood. And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world. An executive producer signed up to be an executive producer, and that's it.
It is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Thank you for providing us with that distraction. I'm grateful. I think we're all grateful. And I think we're good.
Blake Lively has literally fled the country, and everyone is absolutely stunned. The industry is already drowning in scandal, but this is next level. The tension between Blake and director Justin Baldoni has been simmering for months, with leaked texts and rumors flying everywhere. But nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this coming. She just up and left the same day Justin dropped some seriously damaging evidence. You know how fast gossip travels these days. Before anyone could even get official word, speculation was spreading like wildfire. Was Blake running from the truth, trying to keep her private life private, or both? Let me spill the tea on how this whole mess started. So picture this. Justin Baldoni, known for making these beautifully emotional films, starts this new project. Blake seemed perfect for it. I mean, she's got that polished star power, and fans absolutely adore her. At first, everything looked like a dream. Justin couldn't stop praising her enthusiasm, and Blake was all smiles, going on about how meaningful this adaptation was. It was like a match made in Hollywood heaven. But darling, you know how these things go. As filming went on, people started noticing something was off. The crew couldn't help but whisper about how Blake's usually bubbly personality just changed. And those interactions with Justin, super tense, especially since he wasn't just directing. He wrote the thing and was going to star in it too. Some people were saying his control freak tendencies left zero room for anyone else's ideas. The change in Blake was impossible to ignore. She started making these little comments about Justin's intense vision, and you could just feel the frost in the air whenever people praised him. What started as tiny cracks soon turned into full-blown creative warfare.
The times where people ignore the red flags and say, let's just keep pushing, those are the times where you fail. The majority of things that we're buying are created by men. You always learn more from your failures than you do your successes. I love creating, and I think that as women, you're not often given authorship, yet women represent 85% of people making purchases in homes across all categories.
But honey, this drama couldn't stay hidden forever. When the press started painting Blake as this difficult diva, she absolutely exploded. She came for Justin, accusing him of manipulating the media to trash her reputation and keep his iron grip on the project. And let me tell you, in today's climate, people were eating it up. Blake painted this picture of being completely ignored and shut down, with Justin supposedly acting like some tyrannical director who wouldn't let anyone else have a voice. The public initially fell for it. You know how everyone loves a story about male directors steamrolling over female leads. But then, Justin dropped the receipts, darling. And I mean the receipts. Unedited text messages that turned this whole narrative on its head. Suddenly, we're seeing Justin constantly checking in with Blake, asking for her input, bending over backward to accommodate her schedule. Talk about a plot twist. And here's the juicy part. The text showed Blake apparently threatening to use her influence and, get this, her husband Ryan Reynolds' power if Justin didn't play ball. She called them her dragons. How Game of Thrones of her. Everyone started wondering, was Ryan pulling strings behind the scenes this whole time? Just when the internet was buzzing about Ryan's involvement, Blake's own attorney dropped her like a hot potato. Their statement basically screamed, she's not telling the truth without actually saying it. In an industry that usually keeps its dirty laundry hidden, this was absolutely scandalous.
It was, I saw the red flags, but they didn't look red. They looked kind of fuchsia and cute. But like, you know, I ignored.
What was the most challenging scene for you to get right?
Because all of them. This whole movie, honestly, the work that I did on screen was easier than the work that I did off screen.
But wait, there's more. Justin wasn't done spilling the tea. He released what he called new receipts, a complete timeline from start to finish of filming. These messages, they showed Justin constantly trying to make peace, practically begging Blake to just talk to him directly about her concerns. He was apologizing for everything, offering to change schedules, asking for her creative input nonstop. Anonymous crew members came forward backing Justin's side, saying he really tried to make it collaborative. But the real shocker? Some of Blake's private messages to her confidant leaked. And honey, they were explosive. They revealed this whole calculated plan to make Justin look bad if it suited her agenda. She even considered timing announcements about postpartum struggles or safety concerns to overshadow the film's positive press. While these messages didn't directly name Ryan Reynolds, they kept mentioning her circle and those mysterious dragons again. It was clear she felt untouchable with her powerful allies. But then, just like that, poof! Blake vanished, canceled everything, including a major promotional event. Her team went radio silent, and before you knew it, flight records leaked, showing she'd hopped on a private jet with barely any luggage. The paparazzi caught her at the airport looking like a completely different person. Dark glasses, hat pulled low, totally avoiding her usual friendly fan interactions.
We've come across evidence that shows that even her own representatives knew that she was threatening and mean and tough and wanted to get her way. This is not something that we wanted out there. It's not something that Justin wanted out there. In fact, it hurts the movie. It doesn't help the movie.
The internet absolutely exploded. Everyone was asking, is Blake running from legal trouble, or is she just completely overwhelmed by this PR nightmare? People were split. Some felt bad for her, saying anyone would crack under this kind of pressure, even if the evidence wasn't looking great. Others thought running away just made her look guilty. Justin Baldoni's response? Pure class, darling. He stayed calm but didn't mince words, saying he just wanted to protect his film and his reputation. He made it crystal clear where all the negative press really came from. Poor Ryan Reynolds got caught in the crossfire. Rumored to have helped Blake trash Justin's reputation, he suddenly found himself in the hot seat. Word is, he's been desperately meeting with PR and legal teams to save his own career. Can you imagine? Mr. Deadpool himself, known for his adorable wit, caught up in this nightmare. TJ Miller, who'd been saying Ryan was involved all along, basically said, "I told you so," when these new receipts came out. He stepped back, letting the evidence speak for itself, but you could tell he felt vindicated about those orchestrated media hits meant to tank Justin's film.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me.
We plan to release every single text messages between the two of them. We want the documents to be out there. We want people to make their determination based on receipts.
Hollywood is absolutely shook by this meltdown. Blake and Ryan, once everyone's favorite power couple with their perfect image and cute social media banter, are watching their empire crumble. Whispers are going around that some producers are already backing away from future projects with them. As one exec put it, and this is totally off the record, when A-listers get caught trying to destroy a director's reputation, nobody wants to risk working with them. The fans are having an absolute field day online. Some are convinced the new receipts prove Blake was playing everyone, while others swear she's just protecting herself from some kind of industry conspiracy. Everyone's dying to know, is she hiding out with Ryan somewhere exotic, planning some tell-all expose, or just laying low until the legal storm passes? Meanwhile, the film's crew is feeling so relieved. They were sick of watching their hard work get buried under all this drama. The text logs totally backed up what they'd been saying all along. Sure, there were the usual on-set tensions, but nothing that justified this media circus. As for Blake's whereabouts, it's like a Hollywood mystery novel. Social media is buzzing with supposed sightings at this super exclusive European celebrity hideaway. Someone from a hotel claimed they saw someone who looked just like her checking in under an alias, but the paparazzi have been searching like crazy and can't find a trace of her. Everyone's wondering what her next move will be. Will she stay in hiding or come back swinging with her side of the story?
Just tell me what it was like also collaborating with Blake.
Oh, she's a creative force. She's a genius. She was involved in every aspect of this production, and everything she touched, she made better.
Just tell me what it was like. Also, collaborating with BL. Oh, she's a creative force. She's a genius. She was involved in every aspect of this production, and everything she touched, she made better. The irony of those early praise-filled interviews is just devastating now. This whole mess has everyone talking about how quickly star power can vanish. Just months ago, Blake was untouchable. Everyone loved her charity work, her perfect social media presence, her whole brand. Now, those carefully built walls are crumbling as everyone sees what was really happening behind the scenes. Justin's staying above it all, bless his heart. He's promised the film will still come out as planned, refusing to let all this drama define it. In interviews, he keeps bringing it back to the story itself, not the circus around it. The cast is backing him up too, calling this whole thing a wake-up call about what happens when star power goes unchecked. But Blake? Still MIA. If she's waiting for this to blow over, she might be waiting a while. These new receipts have everyone talking even more. Some think she'll try some big PR comeback in a few months, others think she's gone for good.
For those who are not in the Hollywood world, what is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30-plus year career in Hollywood. And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world. An executive producer signed up to be an executive producer, and that's it.
This whole saga really shows how fast things can fall apart when private messages go public. Justin's keeping it classy, focusing on what's best for the film. And honestly, people are here for it. The industry's getting tired of star drama. Whether those texts were the final straw that sent Blake running, we may never know. But the timing, pretty suspicious if you ask me. Blake used to be known for lighting up red carpets with that $1 million smile and quick wit. Now, her name's synonymous with controversy, media manipulation, and that dramatic midnight escape. As the days turn into weeks, everyone's on Blake watch. Will she post something raw and honest on Instagram? Will some tourist snap a photo of her at some far-flung resort? Will she finally explain why she vanished? The theories are wild, some painting her as this calculating mastermind, others as a victim of Hollywood's brutal machine. Justin's keeping his head down, focusing on finishing his film. TJ's watching from the sidelines, ready to jump in if anyone tries to spin this differently. It's like a masterclass in how Hollywood's shine can tarnish overnight. One minute, you're the star of a hot new film. The next, you're sneaking onto a private jet, hoping distance will quiet the storm of receipts, revelations, and a director who refused to let his vision be destroyed by smoke and mirrors.